Today, outstanding organized play and exclusive distribution, good or ill. Hello and welcome to Pulp Gamer Prime. I'm Don Down.
And I'm Scott Forster. Today, we've got an interview with one of the winners of the GAMA Power Retailing Awards.
But first, exclusive distribution. What's up with that? We recently heard that ACD has signed an exclusive deal with Queen Games. Oh. And I've seen a few of these things floating around. It's like, oh my gosh, is this a trend?
It looks like
there seems to be a lot of that going on, where retailers can now only get certain game lines through certain distribution channels. That trend was also recognized by Gino Marinero from Patty's Game Shop in St. Cloud, Minnesota. He says right here on Facebook, this is definitely a growing and disturbing trend. Exclusive deals are good for the distributor and the publisher, but ultimately bad for the stores and end gamers.
Yeah, I've been checking out the forums over the weekend, and there's been a lot of reaction. And, you know, it's the internet. Sometimes the first reaction isn't, hasn't been thought out. Right?
They get a little emotional sometimes.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of chatter about, this.
But there are some challenges, I think, that are very valid the retailer brings up. One of which, of course, now, if, retailers are used to getting their games through a preferred distributor.
Right.
They're either looking for the lowest price point or they've got a loyalty program.
Yeah, I mean, you build a relationship with somebody and you don't want to be necessarily forced to go somewhere else for...
Yeah, now business model's changing. Now, I have a lot of friends at ACD, but it was very, last minute. Couldn't get a hold of anybody there. But I did get a hold of Mike Webb, a friend of mine from Alliance Games, to talk a little bit about exclusive deals. Alliance also has some exclusive deals as well, though he's told me they've turned down way more than they've accepted.
Really?
Yeah. But points out some of the positives towards distribution. I've got a quote from him right here. Retailers see fewer outages and have closer to 24/7, 365 availability. And he cited Ticket to Ride as an example that was almost 100% available at all times throughout last year, where Days of Wonder, who makes Ticket to Ride, has had, of course, their games scattered, all over the place. So if you had to find if you wanted to get some games in your store, you're checking with several distributors or several outlets to find out when you can get that. And that can be quite a challenge.
Right. Of course, that 24/7, 365 comes along with doing business with that particular distributor, because if you don't do business with them, you've got 000 availability.
Oftentimes, retailers are faced with minimum orders too in order to get shipping. So it's like if you're not using a distributor now, all of a sudden you have to. Another one of the things that he brings up though is the ability of the publisher to market more directly to key stores and provide a cleaner, more robust OP support. He cited in this example HeroClix being something they're able to run several tournaments and that the and different organized play events through where the manufacturer can directly contact the distributors.
Because there's only the one channel of distribution,
so
they know where the product is.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha.
And of course the indirect support being that I'm sure that you may anticipate being that if the manufacturer's saving money, well, hopefully is that getting passed on, we're able to keep the prices down for the product, which, ultimately is, does carry some weight too.
Well, competition drives good prices. That's capitalism, right? So if somebody gets a monopoly over something, is that going to necessarily drive prices in a beneficial direction for the customer?
Yeah, and it depends on the product too. I mean, there's exclusive deals, Alliance has them, ACD has them, Warpath Games even has them. I called Marcelo Figueroa to get a couple of comments after the show, because it's like, wow, if you grab an exclusive deal, what is the reaction? What do you have to do as a distributor? You have to get your own exclusive deals? And Marcelo points out that, well, not necessarily, but it's too bad sometimes when the product goes away, but you do have to just pay attention to what you do best. And for Marcelo at Warpath, that's, helping out the little guy and getting that game out. So this is... take lemonade, turn it into lemons. It's an opportunity.
Well, it's a big topic, and we could spend the whole show talking about it.
We could go on and on.
We've got
there's
other
comments
stuff.
section everywhere you see the show,
right?
So take advantage of that as well. Let us know what you think.
Definitely. The Game Manufacturers Association Power Retailer Awards were handed out at the GAMA Trade Show couple weeks ago. These are awards to recognize, innovative and exciting retailers. And we want to congratulate Game On of McCook, Nebraska, who won the award for outstanding marketing, and Dragon's Den of Poughkeepsie, New York, for Outstanding Organized Play, and a double winner, Card Kingdom of Seattle, Washington, Outstanding Store and Outstanding Store Design. Congratulations, guys.
In that list, Outstanding Organized Play, Dragon's Den was something that I found very interesting. So we wanted to give Stacey King a call, who's there representing Dragon's Den from Poughkeepsie, New York. So Stacey, welcome to Pulp Gamer Prime. Congratulations. And what in Organized Play has set Dragon's Den apart from the rest of the stores?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show today. I think that our real dedication to our players is part of what sets us apart. A lot of stores, they get the player in there the one time, and perhaps they never see them again. It's all part of not only getting into the gaming community, but making sure that you stay there. You really need to have your finger on the pulse of what your people want. And it's almost like you need to know exactly what they're going to want before they know. You need to get in the new players, you need to keep the new players, and you need to keep on attracting the old players back, be that, any way of doing that. Just having best customer service in the area, giving away, store credit and prizing, going above and beyond what they expect from a typical gaming store.
Okay, so I guess that we're used to the typical environment where we set up games and we have games played in the store. Mm-hmm. But the difference here now is it sounds like it's anticipating what it is they want and to keep those games going on a steady basis. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. Let me just say that in 2006, when the current owner of the Dragon's Den, David Steltenkamp, bought it from the previous owner. Just as an example, we had maybe 6 or 7 players, maybe 8 for a Friday Night Magic. We used to have people call and say, well, is there anyone there yet at 6 o'clock? It's gone from being, well, we can't run an event because we don't have 8 players, to being, wow, we have 85 Magic players on a Friday night. Where are we going to put these people?
How did you get so many people coming back to your store?
Well, again, it's twofold. It's the things that I mentioned before, just having the best customer service in the area, having a large play space. We've moved the store around quite a bit so that we can fit at a minimum 12 tables at a time. If we really scrunch it, we can fit about 15 or 16 6-foot-length tables. Big part, scheduling, believe it or not. There are some other gaming stores around this area, and they do not have as solid of a schedule of events. We have an online calendar. We have an online product calendar. We know exactly when something will be running, how much the event will be, if anything, and we have free gaming space, which puts us above and beyond some people. There is no table fee just for coming in and playing, a round or two of Magic with your buddies.
You mentioned, Stacey, the large play space. I saw that you dedicated over half your store to game space, and I mean, for any other retailer to dedicate that much floor space to, not shelving inventory, not putting stuff out there for people to buy, that's crazy. But what makes the gaming industry different where that's smart business?
Well, it's not that we don't carry a lot of product, it's that it's all put around the perimeter or in the little bit of island that we have near the cash registers. Gotcha. That's what really sets apart any gaming store, in my opinion, is the fact that, yes, someone can go buy a pack of Redekai from Walmart. Someone can go buy a box of Innistrad from Target. Someone can go to all these places and buy the same thing. I'm going to be fair, sometimes even at a cheaper price. But where are you going to find people who play your game? You can't sit down in the middle of the island Target and play. You can't.
We could try.
Yeah, that's our event next week. Yes,
people playing Magic and Pokemon and whatnot in the McDonald's by the Walmart near us.
Nice.
But there's a difference between, you go over to your friend's house, or it's, you need to have competitions, you need to get more in the game, you want to start going to PTQs or whatnot, you're going to need a gaming store.
You told me also, this is something else that fascinated me last week, that you actually have people on your staff participating inside of the tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
Is this like the ultimate and get paid to play games kind of a thing? Or why do you?
In a way, I guess it's really not just the size of the events, but the size of the events plus the fact that you have people who know what they're doing. It really helps, especially for some of the new players in the 9 to 12-year-old range, to be able to sit with someone that they recognize from behind the counter, who they already trust to help them pick out product. You know, sit down and play a game with them. Or even just, you know, some of the people in the common competitive groups, sit down and play a game with them. Let them know that you're part of the community. You're not just someone who's going to sit around and try to sell them something that doesn't sell. You know the product because you use it. Right.
And I guess you don't get that at your local.
You don't get that at
big box retailer.
Right,
exactly.
So, great. Well, Stacey, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Not a problem, and thank you for having me again.
It's great to see retailers being successful out there and getting recognized for all their hard work.
Yeah, that recognition is great because it's also an opportunity for us to take a look at them and see what it is they're doing right, so that the rest of us around the country can learn what it takes to make a successful store.
Right.
And, organized play is just one of those. It's amazing, organized play, the way, if you go, like you mentioned during the interview, in any other industry, you don't see this kind of, store space just being taken over by people using the product. You just don't do that in other stores. And this is,
maybe in an Apple store, the whole front of the Apple store, come play with our stuff. You'll think it's so cool. You'll end up dropping $2,000 on us.
That is interesting.
Apple, they're fairly successful, I think.
I've also, I've heard they made some money. But there's also, a lot of stores dedicated to having just an extreme amount of show space as well.
Right.
To show off those really expensive purses or whatever it is. It's crazy. Go to Vegas with us some year and you'll see some of those.
Go to Vegas with us, yes.
But anyway, so, I appreciate that opportunity to being able to take a closer look and being able to learn from, this fabulous example. Hopefully we can do some more of that in the future.
That'd be great.
Hey, thanks a lot. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us.
PulpGamer.com